Welcome to Crypto Everything Digital. Here we have three short articles that we would like to show you guys that we believe can help pave the road to mass adoption or just make it a smoother transition. Here we have the Function X, which is a Pundi X phone called the X phone, which is, I believe, it's operating on the Android OS 9.0, or it's based off of that operating system. So that means that you can go from using your traditional Android apps to swiping to the right to be on the blockchain network, which should keep your information stored in the actual blockchain network itself private, and it has your private keys, so you would hold that information and nobody would technically be able to access that without your permission. And the cool thing about it is as well is that it's going to make it easier for developers, even developers that have never dealt with blockchain dApps. It will make it easier for them to be able to like learn and actually build on the blockchain network and decentralized applications. Now over here we have the Samsung Galaxy S10, which will include a hardware, I suppose we can call it hardware wallet in the phone, but also keep in mind that your phone is typically always connected to the network somehow. So I guess we couldn't really necessarily say that it's a hardware wallet. But nonetheless, they have a built-in defense-grade Samsung Knox as well as a secure storage backed by hardware, which houses your private keys for blockchain-enabled mobile services. Now, a thing that I personally am not too eager to jump into is like actually storing all my assets on the phone, just because like I said earlier, it's still on the network itself, so you never know like how well they actually made their security and how unhackable it may be. So with that being said, the hardware competition for Ledger and Tracer will most likely not affect them at all, just because I personally would prefer to have my bigger amounts of assets stored in hardware wallets such as Ledger or the Trezor. But nonetheless, this is pretty interesting because as we see, Galaxy is pretty huge around the world. So this would increase mass adoption, and it could actually double the amount of crypto wallets that are actually created right now. That I believe is 30 million, and doubling that would be pretty good for adoption in general. And not even just that, it's just we can also see that as other phone companies, I would assume Apple and so on, they're going to see how Samsung already jumped on this, so they might want to make their own versions of it, which would also increase mass adoption or get us closer to that main goal that we all want or have. And then over here, we're just going to talk briefly about something that was really huge back in 2017, 2018, mainly in 2017 during the bull run. We had a lot of people actually like tricking and like stealing people's assets, in which, you know, it actually comes down to yourself. Like if you want to give your personal or like send money across to somebody that you don't know, claiming that they're gonna make you so and so money, most likely things like that will not be true. Like just don't trust that. Because here we have the cyber thieves tell unsuspecting victims to send them a small amount of crypto and promise to send them large amounts in return, which never happens, and it really doesn't. Because why would you trust somebody that randomly DMs you on Twitter? Like they have no credibility, they don't have anything. Like just don't trust that. Only send what you're trying to send to the people you actually want to send it to, not to people claiming that they're going to make you like 5,000 from $10 or like 100, $200. They're gonna make that into 20 grand. The chances of that happening is close to none. So just don't trust that. And that's it for the short clip. I actually had to redo this probably like 8 times, which was kind of sad. But either way, here you have it, and I'll be uploading more videos as time goes on, hopefully more frequently. And just keep up to date, hit the subscribe button, and let me know what you think about this, about the X phone, what you think about Samsung. I think Samsung, the news, that's pretty big, just that they're hopping onto that. But then again, I feel like uh, the East is more, they're kind of like, they believe in this more than I guess we do over here. But nonetheless, it's great news for all of us that are invested in it or speculating specific assets. But that's it for today. Take care, guys, and have a good one. Let me know what you think.